Hey everyone, today is Wednesday the 9th of November. Election day was yesterday, hope you got out there and voted, and let's see how this all goes from this point on. But as of right now, it's Wednesday, so you know what that means. That means it's time for comics again. Thanks for once again tuning in to Comics Again, the show that every Wednesday takes a quick look at the new things coming your way in the world of comic books. So let's get right off to business here. Let's get right down to brass tacks and take a look at what's going on over there at DC Comics. Since we gotta do tie-ins to the Dark Crisis first, let's jump right into that. This week sees the Dark Crisis of Infinite Earths issue number 6. The penultimate issue of the series is here. Holy crap, all things are breaking loose. So, that's your Dark Crisis update for this week. Issue 6. Spinning out of the Flashpoint Beyond storyline, this tie-in is a new beginning for a lot of things. Check out the new Golden Age. The DC Universe is changing with a new Golden Age. 30 years ago, Superman issue number 75 dropped and killed Superman. Gets a reprint this week to celebrate 30 years of the death of Superman. But wait, that's not all. To go along with the death of Superman, we're celebrating 30 years of the death of Superman with this 30 years of the death of Superman comic book. Yeah, it's a sweet wraparound cover here on the main cover. Were you a fan of that polybag version when it first came out? Get the new 30th anniversary edition polybag. Yeah, there it is. Get this sweet die-cut cover. Woo. Death of Superman. Get this cool Dan Mora version that has Jonathan Kent on it. Or just go for the classic Funeral for a Friend. Anyway, it's 30 years of the death of Superman. They're here. It's right now. Celebrate 30 years since they killed Superman off. And then lastly this week, coming your way from DC Comics, is a new WildC.A.T.S. Yes, there's a new WildC.A.T.S run. WildC.A.T.S is here with a brand new issue number 1, but wait, there's more for this as well. Our pal Matt Rosenberg, friend of the store Matt Rosenberg, what's up Matt, will be swinging by Brave New World's Comics next Friday the 18th to do a signing. Matt Rosenberg himself and Matteo Pizzolo will be here in support of their new comics. Matt Rosenberg has WildC.A.T.S, and Matteo Pizzolo has Rogue State coming away from Black Mask. But I'll have more on that next week when that book hits the shelves. But as of right now, get yourself your WildC.A.T.S issue and then bring it back next week for a signing. Now that those DC books are out of the way, let's take a look at what's going on over there at Marvel Comics. Well, first off, we need to mention the Judgment Day. The Avengers, X-Men, Eternals Judgment Day has wrapped up, and issue number 1 of the Omega is here. It's just a one-shot. It's just number 1, but it's the Omega. It's the epilogue to the whole thing. So check out this. It's written by Kieran Gillen, so if you've been reading the only things that he's been writing, you're gonna want to check this one out. But it's the Omega issue. Wrap it all up, all said and done, right here, the epilogue to Judgment Day. Those Fantastic Four are getting a relaunch. Check out the new Fantastic Four issue number 1 right here, right now, with this sweet Alex Ross cover. Get it on the ground floor of a very accessible, brand new Fantastic Four run. That bad boy troublemaker Sabretooth has been causing problems again over there in old Krakoa X-Men land zones, and they're getting an all-new series. Sabretooth and the Exiles. Sabretooth's teaming up with a bunch of other messed up miscreants and ne'er-do-wells that exist in the X-Men universe, part of the Marvel universe. Did I say universe too many times? Who knows? But check it out, Sabretooth and the Exiles, issue number 1 is here to cause more trouble. There's an all-new Black Panther one-shot coming your way this week. It's the Black Panther Unconquered one-shot. Find out what's going on with T'Challa. Now then, he can't go back to Wakanda and all that stuff, you know, so you've been reading regular Black Panther and the Wakanda book, so you know what's going on, but now find out really what's going on with Unconquered, the Black Panther one-shot this week. Flashing back in time is not just for Superman books this week, but it seems to be for characters that wear red and blue, because Spider-Man is flashing back and telling a lost story of Kraven. Yes, it's Kraven the Lost Hunt. Flash back to the 90s and see what was going on with Spider-Man back then, and Kraven. This is the new Spider-Man number 1. We've gone over this like every week that there's a Spider-Man number 1. You're gonna end up getting it, Spider-People, I know. Spider-Man, the Lost Hunt, involves Kraven. Then some comics coming away from everybody that's not part of the big 2. Let's see what the other people have for you this week. First off, from Sumerian Publishing comes The Purple Oblivion. The tagline on the back reads, "Feed it with anger, feed it with pain." Makes me a little uneasy and a little bit nervous, so I'm gonna check out The Purple Oblivion. The TMNT Armageddon Game gets a 1 Number 1, The Alliance. The Armageddon game is going on now. Hope you've been keeping up and keeping tabs on all things turtles, as the Armageddon game is happening. Check out The Alliance. Coming your way new from Boom Studios is a book called Specs. X-ray glasses that actually work. X-ray specs, you know, from the back of the comics, they work, and maybe they work a little too well. Find out what's going on in Specs. And Mark Russell's jumped back onto a new book over there at Ablaze Comics. Find out what's going on in Traveling to Mars. You know, just a guy with terminal illness on his way to be the first person to live on Mars. But it's Mark Russell writing it, so you know there's going to be some sort of crazy twist. Check out Traveling to Mars. And now let's just take a look at a couple graphic novels you might be wanting to check out this week. Just a couple days after Godzilla's birthday, which was last week. You know, I had to wish Godzilla happy birthday. You don't want to forget that. Comes the Godzilla vs. the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers collection. You get the entire series right in here for $17.99. Find out how the Power Rangers fare against the big guy. Big Godzilla, the big G. Godzilla vs. Power Rangers. If you're a Spawn fan, you're going to want to read Spawn Scorched. The first collection is here. It's the first 6 issues for $10. Spawn Scorched, Volume 1, $10. You fan of The Mandalorian? Did you like watching the show, but you just still want to read it as a comic book? Well, the first volume is here, collecting the first half of the series. Can be yours for $17.99. Don't miss out on these on-the-page debut of both Din Djarin and Grogu. Scotty Young's imagination has run wild yet again with Twig, and you can get the entire first 5 issues in one nice little graphic novel volume for $16.99 from Image. You know, it's Scotty Young, you can't go wrong there. And also from Image Comics this week is Zoe Thurgood's It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth. She's doing comics about her life falling apart and, you know, trying to put everything back together over the course of 6 months. An anthology of comics that the back of the book says, this book was not supposed to exist. It can be yours for $12.99. Find out how to put their life back together. It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth. And lastly, I know it's not a trade, but it's the Detective Comics issue 38, First Robin, facsimile edition, coming your way from DC Comics. Yes, it's the entire Detective Comics 38 down to the ads and the other things that are non-Batman related stories inside. Add this thing to your collection now and don't drop hundreds of dollars on it. Just drop like $4. That guy got punched in the face. Oh, well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Comics Again. We'll be back here again next week to do the exact same thing, but with that week's comic books. It's not the same comics every week, just in case you were thinking that. If you want to shop with us in store, come on over. If you want to shop with us online, feel free to hit up bravenewworldscomics.com. See you next week for another one of these, and I'll remind you that there's that signing coming up with Matt Rosenberg and Matteo Pizzolo. And yeah, have a great week. Enjoy some comics. Stay warm because it's getting cold again because it's November. That's it. See you later.